Hey guys, this is Connor. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to grade the Los Angeles Rams team from head to toe, from the quarterback to the offensive line, from the defensive line to the secondary, from the kicker and punter all the way down to long snapper, and even the returners. Here's the grading system here. Feel free to look at it. 140, 155 is A plus. The very best teams might not even have one of these. If you checked out my last few videos, um, we've had some pretty good teams, and they've none of them been A plus. So you should really go check those out. Hit the like button before this video gets started, and subscribe to my channel. Comment down below what team you want me to do next. That'd be very well appreciated. And without further ado, let's get into this video. Starting off with the offense here, I give Matthew Stafford an 8.7 out of 10. He's pretty good with the Lions. Never had a true, really good help there. Never really had a solid number 2 option. Always had Kenny Galladay and Calvin Johnson always there for him. But he's never had multiple really good options. Maybe besides 2020 where I had Kenny Galladay and T.J. Hawkinson. Marvin Jones is fine, but their defense has never been good. He's never been on a good team, is what I'm saying. He's made it to the playoffs 3 times, which I think is impressive because it's the Lions. But yeah, here and then starting off at RB1, we have Cam Akers. Gave him a 7.5 out of 10. Just very minimal experience. Did have 625 yards last year. Felt like that was a solid start, especially if you're not starting all year. Only really started the last portion of the year, so pretty solid year for him. Then running back Darrell Henderson Jr. As RB2, 4 out of 5. He's a solid running back. Don't know what else I can say. He's just solid, Then at receiver 1, I don't really agree with these receivers, how they have their depth chart as Robert Woods is the number 1. My opinion, Cooper Kupp's the number 1, but on the depth chart it says that Cooper Kupp's number 2, but I still have him rated higher than Robert Woods at a 9.0 out of 10. Robert Woods 8.7 out of 10. But all in all, it's a really good receiving duo, and I'm not upset about that. Well, I guess I am as a fan of the Seahawks. I'm sort of upset that that's not good, but whatever. I got DK and Tyler, so I'm good. Yeah. Then at receiver 3, Deshaun Jackson. Tail end of his career, I retired as a Ram, which is weird to say. But yeah, he's not the same, but he'll be a fine third receiver for them. Then I gave Tyler Higbee a 4 out of 5. He's a solid tight end. They didn't use their tight ends all that much, which is why I only rated it at a 5. And then offensive line, 10.6 out of 15. Andrew Whitworth is really good. But they lost Austin Blythe, which was a big piece for them. Overall, it's just decent. But Andrew Whitworth definitely propels that offensive lineup and offense as a whole. And that means that the Rams have an offensive score of 56.4 out of 70. Pretty solid ranking here. And now onto the defense. Starting off with defensive end, we have Sebastian Joseph Day and Aaron Donald. And Aaron Donald is my first and probably only player in this series that I am giving a perfect grade to. Aaron Donald is the best player in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes maybe, but I think Aaron Donald he's the best defensive player maybe of all time. But Sebastian Joseph Day, he's a defensive tackle, first of all. Second of all, he's only had 3 sacks in 2 years. So I gave him a 3.2. He's just not great. Then a Sean Robinson here at nose tackle. Really has never had any production in his career. I just don't see him as a viable nose tackle option in this league. Then in middle linebacker, Kenny Young and Micah Kaiser. Kenny Young and Micah Kaiser are pretty okay last year. Kenny Young maybe had 50 tackles. Didn't play all year though, so he had a pretty solid year. Micah Kaiser only only played part of the year as well. And then got hurt. Kenny Young just wasn't a starter all year. And then Micah Kaiser had like 75 tackles through 9 games, which is mighty impressive. They just don't have a lot of experience, so had to go a little bit lower. But their linebackers, especially in the middle, are looking pretty solid here. And I saw linebacker, you have Leonard Floyd. I like Leonard Floyd a lot. He's been good throughout his career as a Ram, and by career I mean 1 year. Signed a 4-year, $64 million deal. If that tells you anything, I think he got a little bit overpaid, but he's still a really good linebacker. But his counterpart on the weak side, Justin Hollins, yeah, yikers, if I do say. He's never been a good starter, in very minimal time in the first place. I just don't see him having a positive effect on the Rams this year. So a 7.9 linebacker grade. I mean, I gave Leonard Floyd an 8.7. So, or sorry about that, a 4.7, which is mighty high, but he really is a good player. So yeah, it means a 3.2 for Justin Hollins, meaning he's not very good. And then at CB1, we have Jalen Ramsey. Gave him a 9.6 out of 10. He's a tremendous player, in my opinion. He only had 1 interception last year. That doesn't matter. He shut down top receivers like it was nothing. Shut down Allen Robinson, shut down Stephon Diggs, shut down DK Metcalf. My opinion on DK Metcalf here, if you've watched my other videos as a Seahawks fan, he's fine, I guess. Yes, he's good, I guess. But yeah, he's just anything you want from a number 1 corner. He's top 5 in the league, definitely. Then at CB2, this is definitely not a favorite among people, but last year he was spectacular, and that's Darius Williams. He had 4 interceptions and 14 passes defended in 14 games last year, which is insane. From a CB2, that's probably the best season I've seen in a while. He gets the job done. He's a starting level corner, and I think he really is probably what makes the secondary actually outstanding here. And then at safety 1, we have Taylor Rapp. He's a solid, strong safety. He's played decent over his career of 2 or 3 years. He had an interception, forced fumble. He had like 50 tackles through most of the season before I got hurt. So a solid season for him. And then for Jordan Fuller, he gave him a 6.3 out of 7.5, just due to lack of experience. He only played partial. He only played like 4, or I think it was 10 games, I believe. And he showed that he can play. 50 tackles, solid for a safety. So he had a really good year. So a 58.8 out of 70 for them. And then kicker is Matt Gay. He's terrible. He misses kicks left and right, extra points, field goals. It seems like he misses one every weekend. I don't know why you want him as your kicker. First place. At least you have a good punter in Johnny Hecker, who I gave a 3.3 out of 3.5. Just about the best punter in the league. Definitely top 3. Probably top 2, or most likely top 1, actually. Now, returner, you have Nasimba Webster. Again, a 2.4 to 3. He doesn't have a whole ton of experience in this league. He's played 2 years. Really didn't do much in his first year. But he's pretty good in the punt game. 8 to 10 yards per punt return, which is really solid if you guys don't know that. And is a pretty average, pretty mediocre in the return game, but overall he's a good returner. So I'll give him a 2.4 to 3 in both places. And then Colin Hulba is a long snapper at the end of the day, but he's a long snapper. And on this channel, we respect long snappers. We respect every position on the field. And then for total score, 12.2 out of 15, which is one of the better ones. Really because of Johnny Hecker, really propelled it up. So this team was going to get an A minus, really close to getting that A rank, like some teams that I've done in the past have been. I'm not going to tell you them because I want you to go watch those videos. But 56.4 offense, 58.8 defense, 12.2 special teams, meaning an 127.4 out of 155, which is good. Don't be alarmed if you're a Rams fan and you haven't watched the other videos. Let's go look at the other one, and I feel like you'll be more satisfied with this Rams one. So a really good looking team, and I'm excited to see how they do. In my opinion, the toughest division in the NFL, I mean NFC West. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel. I assume you guys enjoyed because you made it to the end. Subscribe to my podcast, the NFL Nerds Podcast, link below in the description. And go check out my last video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.